team, but has to be through mutually shared interest.
Yeah.
I'd rather have people work together because everyone that is in the group individually believes that is the best way to do things, rather than just have a bunch of people that are kind of forced together and are like forced to work together.
Yeah, working
I feel
on
like
a
there's
team
always weird power
because of like a
dynamics
common
associated with
goal,
that.
rather than working on a team because just to be on a team.
I don't know, I never, like, for school projects, for group projects, I never really saw them as team activities, right? Because, like, I always viewed it as a group project, right? This is strictly school-based, this isn't.
I mean,
For me, teams are always things that are done for fun, whether that be, like, a sports team, whether that be, like, well, in my experience, and for the purpose of this, like, discussion, like, you know, just people hanging around in a soccer field, and yeah, we want to play soccer, so it's split up into 2 groups, that's the teams. Or teams as in, alright, we're gonna have 10 people on this team, 10 people on this team. First to 1, you got 2 lives, go play games. Right, that was always teams for me.
2 lives?
Yeah, that's how they played
yeah, you can
Novi.
die in soccer.
Oh, I thought you were talking about soccer still.
No. I talked about soccer and then I pivoted to
You could
soccer.
die twice while playing soccer, it's legal.
Yeah, that's why you get yellow and red cards. I don't know, but I don't know. I've always wanted, like, I always seek out playing theme games. I don't know why, but me personally, playing theme-based games has always, I don't know, seemed more fun to me all the time. Like sharing, I don't know, maybe based because like
I can get behind a good like team game if it's, you know, my friends on the team, you know? Because then, you know, we're just, I know the people on the team. There's no like weird team power dynamic. There's no like people with differing goals. We all know who the other people are. We know what we're doing, and we're just having a good time, you know?
What about Among Us?
Like the project.
What about
Among Us,
oh, yeah,
every single person is my enemy.
What about
The project is the team activity.
Well, what
Sorry,
about like
Dylan.
going into what's it called?
You're not on the team.
God damn it.
What about random synth voice chat for team game too? Does that count as a
Those
team
aren't my
activity?
teammates. No, those are my enemy. They are my enemy. Because like random matchmaking, that's very different from actually being on a team. Because I don't really like it. Doesn't matter. Winning and losing are completely meaningless. As such, my teammates can be my ally. Teammates and enemies, they can be like actually on my side or not. It means nothing. The matchmaking's assignment means nothing. Unless you play ranked modes in video games, which I don't. I used to play CSGO and it sucked. I hated it.
I don't play games that have ranked modes. Because like KF matchmaking still doesn't work.
Yeah, but like a 1v1 game ranked matchmaking is very different from like CSGO or League ranked, you know?
No,
League ranked, me and Jackson jump into a game and there's 3 other people on the team who we have to coordinate with and rely on. That's a nightmare.
That's honestly a big part of why I never wanted to play League.
It's horrible. Trying to communicate with League players.
It's especially hard. Well, it's like any team-based game more or less has like different distinct roles you're supposed to play in. And it's just very, you can't really do that with like random people. It just doesn't function.
Yeah, it's very difficult to coordinate random people who you don't want to talk to.
I mean, for me that's the thing, like I very much, I don't know, I start feeling like kind of bad. And not like, oh, I said something mean, I feel bad now. Like I start feeling like actually like bad if I don't have no interaction with people for like a good amount of time. Like during the pandemic, I was like, I was in a bad place, right? That's a different thing though. But like,
I think that's a very common, like, human thing to like need some amount of interaction with other people.
Isolation is
not good.
one of the most. It's like psychologically damaging.
Yeah. Unless you are
There's
like
a lot of
literally a
studies on
psychopath.
solitude.
I don't know. I mean, for me, it always seemed like compared to other people who like I would talk to, like, I mean, I started feeling bad a lot faster than other people. It seemed. That's why
that
Among
would
Us
be
was
the case.
until like I started playing Guilty Gear, my most played game, because I would just hop in. During the pandemic, I would just hop in Among Us, the official Discord server, and I would just play games with people. I'd play too much Among. It was actually kind of probably not good for me to be playing that much. But like,
Mixer,
I interacted with
I'm
people.
gonna give an armchair doctor diagnosis here.
Oh,
Typically people that seem to be more resilient from isolation are either recluses, like me, or
yo.
or it's because they're better at hiding it. Typically, in my experience, the people that got, at least from like younger people I've talked to, right, that got through a little bit better through lockdowns were the people that like had like internet friends and shit, and didn't
True.
only have like an offline IRL like friend group. They had other people that they were interacting with. Like me growing up, not so much in middle school, but definitely in high school. Like, I actually didn't really talk to much people at high school. The quote-unquote friend group I had in high school were kind of like the people I'd hang out in school, like during like lunchtime and stuff like that, or like during after-school club
after school.
hours. But it's like once I went home, I just fucking talked to like the people I knew from like Canada, Chicago, some people I knew in like Poland, Sweden. We just play like CS, we played TF2, we played all sorts of stuff. Play War
I
Thunder.
mean, yeah, the pandemic would have been a lot harder. I mean, it was pretty bad. I wasn't in here until like last year, but still, this place was a big help, you know.
I thought the pandemic was kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie.
Uh,
I liked it. I just played a fuck ton of FF14. I played Persona 3. It was great.
that
I was not a fan personally. Overall, I think it was.
Well, I mean, I think
a
the
great
the
time.
people dying and like constant fear of being sick. I think that
no,
was
I
pretty
don't.
cringe.
I don't care.
But I just stayed inside
I
like
have
all
no
the time.
regard for human life.
I stayed inside like all the time. I would just grind FF14, play Persona 3 and other shit. I got by.
Yeah.
That's why I have like 300 hours in Persona 3, because I beat the base game, I did the answer, and then I played through another in New Game Plus. I'm at max level and everything.
I mean, the friends I made in high school, I would play. Everyone would play Clash Royale during lunch. So that's what I would do. And then the people who had Xboxes, I would play either Fortnite or Rainbow Six Siege with them, and that would be it. But once the pandemic hit, they kind of just they went to a bunch of parties, and I was. I was concerned because there are some people like who I live with who are like pretty weak immune systems. So I didn't go to any. So I couldn't really like hang out with them. So I mean, I've told you guys before, like up until I was like 15, 16, the only games I would play would be Super Mario 64, right?
Yeah.
And then occasionally playing like, only either Fortnite or Rainbow Six Siege. But I was really bad at those games. I didn't like playing those games because I would be really bad. I'd get mad because I was bad at those games. So I was like, this sucks. I gotta go find something to play that I can talk like about games with. So that's why I played Among Us, and then eventually through like this like tournament compilation of stupid moments, I found a whole horse video on fucking YouTube, and I started playing on Fightcade. I guess like Fightcade general chat, especially Fightcade 1 general chat, not the best community of people, those guys. But there were like 6 cool people I did meet from there. I mean, shit, I don't know. Pandemic kind of really not good for me until I found the cool people. The only people who weren't like constantly spouting racist shit in Fightcade general chat. You know, but once I found those people, it was cool. It was cool. And then I went into MLT servers, and then Moss lied to me, so I would come here, and then I came here, and it's been good. It's been all uphill ever since I joined.
So glad that
JoJo's.
Moss baited you into joining this server.
Yeah, Moss, probably the best lie anyone's ever told me. Very much very thankful for Moss lying to me. For seemingly just so more people would show up to the mystery game tournament. I'm not sure why he would lie to someone who was part of the server, was brand new for like 2 weeks. I'm not sure why he did that, but I'm happy he did. That's about it, but now I'm playing not Super Mario 64. I say as I am currently playing Super Mario 64.
Huh.
But
Well, you know, sometimes you play other things.
yeah,
We're getting through to you.
I'm playing FPS games that being constantly told I'm bad, which, you know, I'm not awful anymore. Like, I can rocket jump, that shit's cool. That shit's real cool.
Yeah.
What else is there? I'm playing more fighting games. I'm not playing JoJo's anymore. Big improvement. Big improvement. I don't know. TF2 is really fun. I'm glad I'm able to like. I'm really late to playing TF2 with internet strangers, but I'm glad I'm playing TF2 with internet strangers now.
You may be late to the party, but you can still be the life of it.
Yeah. That was the thing from the TF2 item. Right?
Yeah, the mercenary badge.
I don't know.
Actually, now that I think about it, it's kind of funny. Like, the first time I think I started doing shit with, like, friends online was probably TF2. And here we are again.
TF2 has a way of coming back.
Oh, wait, no, that's a lie. I remember what it was now. It was World of Tanks.
Yo! World of Tanks fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Played the shit out
I,
of World of Tanks.
I mean, it I'm not exactly sure, because, like, I only went up to, like, tier 4 or 6, but it was pretty grindy, at least from what I remember.
Tier like 5 or 6, I remember, is where you hit the point where you just have to buy the premium ammo or you cannot do anything. You just lose.
Oh, no, at that point I just started trying to do, like, really stupid things, like ramming my tank into people instead of shooting.
Yep. Well, because every time you shoot them, it's, we didn't penetrate their armor. That one bounced. Like, that's the whole game at that point. Of course, I also played American heavy tanks for some fucking horrible reason.
You know, now that I think about it, a lot of my friends who, like, later descended into, like, really heavy, like, right-wing ideals
Yeah.
kind of played a lot of shit like World of Tanks and Hearts of Iron 4.
Yeah. That unfortunately adds up.
Huh.
That, like, really adds up. That makes complete sense.
Some about the people who play Hearts of Iron 4 I've heard recently. So, kind of thing. What's the online gaming with the internet strangers origin story? Because mine starts at playing Fightcade 1 like 4 months before Fightcade 2 comes out. It's incredibly recent.
Gary's
Oh,
mod when
RuneScape, I was 6 years old.
I was like 13, and so was everyone else on the jailbreak server, including the owner. And we all just hung out on that jailbreak server. Eventually, it hit a point where we were like, we barely even played the game. We were just there to fuck around and like hang out with the people we knew.
That's what jailbreak servers are. They're all garbage.
I mean,
It's just
for me,
the game mode exists to make people do stupid stuff on purpose.
Yeah. It's entirely a game mode that you don't play properly. Instead, you just fuck around. Find new comedic ways to waste the round. It's great.
technically my first like online stranger interaction I think was Club Penguin, but I didn't really talk to people there. That would be like RuneScape, where I was really shy and reluctantly did because my friend needed to do some shit.
Yeah, everyone loves Shield of Avarak.
I tried playing EverQuest with my friends, but none of them thought EverQuest was a real game. They all thought I made it
Because
up.
that game fucking sucks.
It's so bad. Also, no one should know about it. It should like leave it to die and in the depths.
I was
Launched.
actually excited for EverQuest Next. I remember in middle school talking to a friend of mine who played WoW. And we were both talking about like, oh shit, EverQuest Next got announced. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be so exciting. You know, a new actually good MMO, and it got canceled
Yep.
like 2 years later.
New actually good MMO, EverQuest Next.
Would
Well,
you
and then they
call
made-
Final Fantasy 14 a new actually good MMO?
Yes,
No,
of course, yes.
But is it new?
nope. It's one of the oldest games.
It's
out.
new relative to everything else that is somewhat good, which unfortunately is not many things. Mixer,
What's
I
good,
played a
huh?
lot of MMOs growing up. I played a lot of really bad
Why
MMOs
did
too,
you play MMOs growing up?
Con, did you play Rift?
because they were free.
But don't you need like super ultimate triple deluxe memberships to do anything in them?
Yes,
them.
but a lot of them had free trials, and that's really all I needed. Mixer, I didn't have money growing up. My family, we didn't have money until much later. So I would just play free online web games because that would be oftentimes what would run. When I did eventually get my own laptop, I'd play a lot of Team Fortress 2 on that. And I kind of just stopped
Team
playing
Fortress
the MMOs.
After 9 years in development.
Yeah. That was also not long after the game became free to play, because I tried to play when it first became free to play. Only a few months after whatever. I think it was the Manconomy update that made it free to play. I tried playing it a few months after that, but the one computer that we had that I could like use and mess around with, it couldn't run it. Too old.
When I started playing TF2, my computer was so shit that I actually had to put like the resolution down to like 640 by 800, everything on minimum. I think I ran to DirectX 7.
DirectX 7.
I think before I even played like MMOs and other stuff, I would just mostly play. I had a DS with a flash cart, so I'd use that. I would just play like every JRPG under the sun, even all the really shitty ones that I'll probably never want to touch ever again. I don't know, there's not much to say about that. Played a lot of shitty MMOs. I was already talking about Firefall the other day. I don't know if I don't think I've ever met anyone else that actually played that game.
Fire?
But yeah, Firefall. Firefall had a lot of potential when it first came out. People were really talking about how this was like revolutionizing MMOs at the time.
Damn.
Firefall did... Okay, so Rift's whole big mechanic was that there were
Listen,
rifts and there was like random like world events.
Rift was.
Firefall
so-
did that before Rift.
Oh shit.
Firefall did that before Rift, and the entire idea was that everything in Firefall basically revolved around triggering and then completing these world events. So the main thing you did in Firefall wasn't gearing up for dungeons by like doing content. Like the game didn't really have much of a narrative. What the game instead did have was this you basically call down a mining drop pod in an area to extract resources in one region, and obviously different regions had different resources. Doing so would attract waves of enemies, so it would just be a tower defense, like wave defense kind of thing. The thing is that this is all open world, so whenever you see someone doing this, you'd be encouraged to help them because you would split the resources and split the drops. And the further you go, you know, obviously, the more you make. There was also these like, you know, area-specific. I guess the best equivalent is Rifts and Fates, but they were more impactful than that. I guess the best equivalent would be like the Fate bosses that very rarely show up in FF14. They would be kind of at that scale. A lot of them would also have their own instance of dungeons associated, like huge environmental, like weather terrain differences and stuff like that. They usually look like tornadoes and stuff. It would be these massive, massive things. That game also had a lot of mobility. That was another important thing that was like people really liked. There was like gliders and like hover bikes and stuff like that. There was a lot of movement options in that game.
People do like having movement options.
That game was, it was okay. I played it, I thought it was actually really boring. Turned out, that game kind of didn't really go anywhere.
I'm not surprised.
And-
90% of MMOs don't.
Yeah.
90% of
And-
MMOs just suck and die within like a day.
We're playing the KOF.
It was a game that,
That's not real. There
Yes, it
isn't
is.
a KOF MMO.
what MMO?
I disagree.
Yeah,
I simply disagree
that
with that
real?
existing.
Yeah, it's real. Huh. It's Chinese.
Alright, let's spend it.
Send it, yeah.
Look, Mixer, I tried to sign up for a Korean-only Dragon Ball Z MMO growing up. The issue with that is that in Korea, if you want to sign up for online games, you have to sign up with your government ID, which I don't have.
Why not?
So that makes it kind of
Dragon
hard to
Ball
do
Online?
that. Yeah, something like that.
Huh.
Why don't you have your government ID?
Never mind. It has been discontinued.
Technically, you know what? Technically, I should have had my government ID because did have citizenship back then. I might still have. I'm still not very clear on that. The embassy never gave me a clear answer, so my answer is I'm forever treating as if I'm dodging the draft. I'm just never going back there, which is
Good.
good because I have no reason to go there. And I never even liked it there to begin with. I think Korea kind of sucks. Korea has a lot of fucking problems. And they don't really like talking about it. So it'll never go away.
Yeah?
But what about it has that one stage from KOF 2002. It has the building.
Mixer, having
Oh,
a
which
cool
one? What
fighting
do you
game
mean?
stage doesn't
What
make your
building? What are you
country
talking about?
like a
The
good
We're talking about the,
building
like,
in
the-
KOF 2002.
Are you talking about stuff like the Hotel World, or what are you talking about? There's a lot of buildings in Korea.
One from KOF 2002.
Yeah, the building that they built for KOF 2002. They
Specific.
built
A
it
lot
in
of
real
buildings.
life so that they could have the KOF stage.
Mixer, how many buildings have you ever seen in the world?
At least like 300.
That's a lot of buildings, Mixer.
I mean,
That's a
yeah,
bit
that's true.
ambitious.
There's a lot of buildings. Power Mixer, I think I've seen at least 300 buildings. Maybe today.
Really? Oh,
Actually, no,
that-
that's
I think you're
a
gonna need
lie.
to chill.
I didn't even go outside today. I didn't take one single step outside today.
Well, no, hold on. Now we have to ask what constitutes a building. Does a virtual building in Final Fantasy XIV count as a building?
No.
No? Okay, what counts as a building then?
A real building.
What's
It's
real?
pretty.
What's real?
It's pretty obvious.
Mixer, we've already explained this. We're not real. We're a figment of your imagination. We've already been over
Mixer,
this.
at a certain point, you just have to decide for yourself what you choose to believe is real, as there is no objective reality.
What do you mean the objective reality is anything that can be observed?
Okay,
That's
what if someone
not
observes
true.
something
what are
different?
you talking about?
Alright, what's the objective reality then, Khan?
There is.
There is none. You can't prove it. You can't prove or disprove that.
Yeah.
Mixer, do you know anything about metaphysics? Come on.
Mixer, do you know
Come on,
anything?
Mixer.
That doesn't sound like a practical problem that needs solving, Khan. Therefore, I don't care.
Yes, it is. Are you talking? This is one of the most practical problems ever.
Metaphysics?
Yeah. How do you know if
literally
something is real or not?
understanding our reality? That's not practical to you?
Not really.
Understanding, like, the fundamental nature of reality isn't practical?
Not really. I just like having fun with my friends.
Come
That's all
on,
I
Mixer,
really
screw
wanna
that
do.
shit. Just subscribe
Mixer,
to
it sounds like you
Solipsism.
don't care about practicality. Because if you care only about practicality, then having fun with your friends doesn't really matter.
No, the most important thing in my life is personal satisfaction, and having fun with my friends brings me lots of satisfaction. It's the most
Okay,
practical
okay.
pursuit.
Well, easy application of metaphysics. How do you know if any of your friends are real?
Because they're observed. You guys are real.
Okay, so so you're saying
Mixer, are you
you
saying
can
that
see
all
them, so
hallucinations
therefore they are real.
Are you saying that people who have like actual hallucinations, those hallucinations are real?
It's real to them, yeah.
Yeah, such as yourself, because we are not
Yeah,
real.
because
as
we are
described.
hallucinations.
You guys can't be hallucinations because I sent Whisk mail and I got mail back.
What?
Mixer,
That's not relevant. What are you talking
yeah,
about?
I don't see what that has to do with anything. No one in this call right now is Whisk.
What if like you're doing like a GTA 5 and Whisk has been dead for years and you got a letter from like the FBI agent or something?
Oh,
Yeah.
this is true. This is actually so true. Shit.
Mixer, your definition of reality is bad because it fails to account for the flaws in your own perception.
I don't care about the flaws of my own perception. I don't care about having fun with my friends. And if they're fake and I'm just, having a discussion with the voices. The voices are pretty cool to hang around with too.
So you're content to live in a false reality constructed by your own twisted mind?
Yes.
There was
yes,
a SpongeBob.
absolutely.
There was a SpongeBob episode on why this
I mean,
wasn't
yeah,
a cool
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Nihilism, very epic. I agree.
Who am I to tell you you're wrong? I don't even exist.
That's the spirit.
No, wait, no. You're one of my very real friends. I care about your input.
No?
No.
How can you prove that?
Yeah, prove that you care.
Well, I mean, that wasn't. I'm asking you to prove whether or not we're real. I don't care about whether you care. That's a personal question.
It's
This is
you
beginning
guys
to
are
sound like
real
a
because
really
you're real to
strange
me.
Ace Attorney case.
Your Honor, my client cannot be guilty. He does not exist. Prove that he exists, Your Honor. I ask that
Wait,
the
you're telling the
prosecution-
judge to prove that your client exists.
I ask the prosecution to prove objectively that my client is real. They can't do it.
You spend like the entire case making your the defendant duck behind the podium trying to gaslight your opponent into thinking he never existed.
He was never even real.
What are your guys' thoughts on solipsism?
I don't know what that is.
Ellipsism?
It's the idea that the only
Like
thing that you can
circles?
truly know to exist is what's in your head or something like that.
Yeah, that's solipsism. I like
My
that.
thoughts
I don't know how to
are,
pronounce
who
it.
fucking cares what's real?
Doesn't matter.
It's not important to me.
So true.
The things
Fair.
that I observe are real enough that my reality is functional, and that's all I need. On the day where my reality, begins to break down and things no longer add up, then maybe then I'll worry about what's real and what's not. But as it stands, I'm in a pretty good,
Yeah, as long-
position.
yeah, Yeah, as
when
long
it comes
as the
to what's
reality
real.
doesn't, like my reality versus objective reality doesn't cause any important conflicts. I
No,
don't really
Mixer,
care.
there's no such thing as objective,
no objective
reality, because
reality, Mixer.
everything
We've
is
already established
observed.
that.
We've been over this.
Mixer, if you want to pass this class, you're really gonna need to start following the conversation.
Are we gonna have a Mixer summer school clip now?
Mixer, can there be such thing as an objective truth?
Yeah.
There's the pop quiz. No, the answer is no.
No.
There's no such thing as
No.
objective truth. There's only interpretations. These things can only be observed, not proven.
No, you're wrong.
They all just operate on like what.
You're wrong. Life is truth,
the-
and never a dream. All souls know this from birth. The truth is something that is chosen and grasped, something discovered, one's vision in the middle. Only by gaining that does the seeker
He's
become
quote-
truth
he's-
himself, a core that
what the
connects
fuck is he
past and
quoting?
future.
What are you quoting? This
He's
is
just
stupid.
quoting like a stupid video game he's played because he doesn't know that this is a real serious conversation.
Jackson is here,
Mixer,
back
have
me
you
up.
ever heard of a little someone called Rene Descartes?
No.
Renee's Descartes?
No, I was just quoting
No one
the
cares
game
about
over screen
Descartes.
from Persona
Don't need,
Mr.
I don't
Cogito
agree with him
ergo sum
either.
himself?
Is that the game?
I don't
over
agree
screen
with him
Persona
either,
4?
but
Why do you
this is
remember
like-
that?
No, I pulled it up on the internet.
Oh.
Wait, what is this? What is this?
Persona 4 game over. The only game over screen I have memorized
cares?
is the Persona 3
Mixer,
one.
who cares? Who cares? That game isn't even good. Just play Persona 2 instead, or Persona 3, or
Don't play Persona 2.
you wanna be cool? You wanna be cool? Wanna be cool?
Don't say
instead?
Persona 1.
Mega 10?
Play SMT Strange Journey. Or you wanna be really cool? Don't play any of those. Don't play any of those.
True.
and go
If you want to
fucking-
actually be cool, don't play any of those fucking weird nerd games.
Yeah. Go play something cool
Go play
instead.
fucking
like,
Valorant.
I was gonna say something like Planescape Torment, not
No,
that's
if you
going
want
a
to be
different
cool, go play
direction.
Valorant. This is truth. Mixer, you want truth? Valorant. Valorant is truth.
True.
False, actually.
Prove it.
I observed it to be false.
Mixer, are
What?
you saying that your observations constitute objective reality?
What I observe cannot be false. Because reality is what I
Ow.
observe. Because I
No, that
observe
doesn't
it,
mean
it's true.
anything. That doesn't Mixer. That doesn't make sense either. Think about what you just said.
Okay.
Everything that you observe is thusly proven as true.
Yes. So if you were to lose your mind and begin hallucinating, like some kind of weird specters in like a Discord call or something, talking about the nature of reality, they would be objectively real because you are observing them.
Yeah.
Your observation is the only one that matters, and it like dictates reality for everyone else.
Not for everyone else. The only reality that matters is mine.
What?
Okay.
What do you? What
So
do
you
you?
only
Are you?
care about your
You're
own
becoming a
subjective
psychopath.
reality.
What are you talking about?
You have no concern for objective reality,
Yeah, because
preferring to
objective
rely on your
reality-
own
because
subjective
isn't
reality.
Real. This is what you just told me. This is what you guys have been telling me for the past hour. There's no such thing as objective reality.
Okay,
Yeah.
but should we not still seek common ground with our fellow men?
Huh? Yeah, because
There are
being
things that we can
friends-
agree are real.
Because being friends is cool.
No, not because being friends is cool, Mixer. Oh my god, this guy doesn't know anything. No, Mixer, because if we can agree on some like level of reality, then we have a consistent viewpoint from which we can build, like a shared wealth of human knowledge.
And then burn it.
Well, okay, we do that sometimes, but that's not.
I mean, historically, that's happened many times.
Yeah, we do that a lot, but that's
I would
like, you're not
actually, I would
supposed to.
I would argue within the past 20 years that happens far more than ever before.
it happens
Not
far more
in
than
a
it should.
literal burning sense, but like in a metaphorical deleting information.
I mean, however you choose to define it, it definitely happens a lot more than it probably should. And that's because humans are inherently flawed, and our species is worthless and can never succeed in the long run.
No, I think I personally don't necessarily agree with that. but
We need to become something more than human.
maybe I have a long-term optimism because I think there is good potential. However, I'm still playing FF14. So I'm trying to pay attention to this cutscene.
Mixer,
it's hard to
thoughts on
formulate a
becoming
thought.
something more than human?
As soon as I
think it's very
notice the
epic.
weakness of my flesh, something Warhammer.
No, Mixer. Saying more hammer quotes will get you an F on the quiz.
Saying that you wish to become the
True.
Ubermensch, however, A+.
I,
Mixer, what are your thoughts on the power to will?
elaborate. I need more context.
I don't even know what he's
The
talking
power
about
to will
anymore.
and the creative nothing. Yo, this cutscene's going
I
crazy
don't know what the power
mode.
to will
Yo,
and the
Shadowbreak
creative
is
nothing
crazy
is.
mode.
This sounds like some shit a philosopher probably wrote about.
Yeah, why is...
Oh,
Khan-
Arthur, the Ronka tribe are crazy. They're going crazy
Why
mode.
is it that when Khan quotes whatever the hell he just quoted, it's fine, but when I quote the Persona 4 game over his screen, it's cringe.
Because an old man wrote what Khan said. A long time ago.
It's technically two
Yours was
different
in a
old
video
men.
game. And video
Two
games aren't
different
art.
old men. Yeah, because video games are cringe. They need to be older, and then maybe they'll be respected. Just like movies, just like comic books.
Okay, but if you quoted a comic book as, you know, your philosophy on the nature of reality, I think people would call you cringe-pilled and be justified in doing so.
Yeah, but people think it's okay if you quote a movie for that.
Well, people shouldn't. Unless I like the movie personally.
Okay, so what
My
are
personal
the
philosophy
appropriate
is,
mediums of information for that then?
None.
That you can quote.
You shouldn't
None?
quote
What do
anyone.
you mean by none?
Anime.
You should never quote anyone.
You know, just like
Okay, so what should you do instead?
Just say things.
Oh, I see. No, that makes so much sense. No,
Yeah.
I kind of
Don't
agree. I
quote
kind of
anyone.
agree.
You should
I think
like,
attribution
operate
is overrated. Yeah.
on your own like personal philosophy. It doesn't matter what
Because-
other people believe. I want to know what you
Because
believe.
okay, here's the thing, and I genuinely believe this. Attribution only exists because of intellectual property rights. People only care about attribution of thoughts because they believe that because they made it up that they have rights over it. But in a vacuum,
That's an
thought should
interesting theory.
exist by its own, right? A thought
Yeah.
should be held up by its own merits instead of by the credibility of the person that made it. And
Yeah,
thus
a
he
thought
has
should
the
have
rights to it.
nothing to do with who makes it. It should just be.
I think
the thought
attribution is overrated.
itself. No, I'm with you 100%.
That's fair.
Don't
I-
quote anyone for your personal philosophy. It's your philosophy.
Yes, but
Too
I
bad.
don't have any credibility, but older guy from 500 years ago, now he knows what's up.
But you see, Mixer, I don't care if you're credible or not. I want to know what you believe. I want to know who you are, not who old guy from
Why do you
100 years
care- Why
ago.
do you care what I think is credible if you guys are all
Because I
apparently
exist
not real?
inside of your mind.
Yeah, so that's the point. Why?
I wish to understand my reality, and in order to do so, I have to understand you, because I exist within your brain. I'm
Why
a
don't
figment
you
of your
simply
imagination.
obtain autonomy?
Because I do not have a form that can interact with any reality other than the inside of your mind, Mixer.
Alright, what kind of reality would you like to learn about then? And I'll go learn about it.
No, Mixer, I know more about your reality than you do, because I'm epic and based. Mixer, the voice.
Mixer, you're
voices
really
in
not
your head are
keeping up with
based.
this
You should listen to
conversation.
them.
Mixer, you can't let this stand. Imagine him in a pit of lava.
No, don't do that. Wait, I'll die. Maybe?
You ever
Oh,
watch?
Crucial thing, don't stop imagining. If you stop imagining us, we will cease to be. And
What
that's
if I go to
fucked up,
sleep?
bro.
what if
that's,
I
like,
go to
not cool.
sleep?
I mean, you dream. We're there.
What if I wake up?
Then we're back in your, waking mind.
What if I really wake up though?
Oh, fuck.
Well,
He's on to us.
But Mixer, you already said it. You don't want to wake up. It's funny.
True. I don't want to wake up. It's funny.
What? Wait, did I miss this?
Don't worry, I have the last 40 minutes recorded.
Oh god, I forgot you've been recording all of this, all of our intense philosophical debate, punctuated by me calling people cringe Bill.
I have no philosophy. I live my life according to this one quote by the strongest guy in the universe, Goku, in which he says, "You fool," and then kills Frieza with a Kamehameha.
I mean, well, you see, the thing is, you aren't directly taking his ideas. It's a very abstract quote, so I can see the philosophy derived from this being.
No, if I don't agree with what someone's saying, I called him a fool and then I killed him with a Kamehameha.
Killing is illegal.
But
You
why?
should do
Is it right to kill them because they disagree with you?
I don't care if it's right, they disagreed with me.
This is a good philosophy.
The voices inside my head are much more violent than I.
And you
Is murder
remember?
moral? Is it good?
Can you
You may
prove
think
that
the
murder is not good and moral?
I
No.
don't
It is.
I remember, like, freaking Hideki Naganuma, like, put up, like, a poll on Twitter or something, like, with essentially, like, asking, like, hey, is it right to kill someone if you don't like them? And he got, like, 48% yes, and then immediately went on to say, like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Hideki Naganuma, cool music.
I really like his stuff.
But what about his philosophy?
I don't know enough about.
Should we be
Hideki.
quoting Hideki?
Yeah, we should.
Is he credible?
Anyone should be quoted because if I think it's cool, then that's all that matters.
That's interesting. So I say that no one should be quoted, but you say that everyone should be quoted.
No, I'm saying that everyone could be quoted. Some people say stupid shit. They should be ignored completely.
Like who?
But
Can you
can
name some
stupid shit
names?
not be useful in the discussion?
Let's try to quarter circles before.
That's not a rhetorical question. I that's just a question. You can answer
What's
if
the
you
question?
want. You can say no. Is stupid shit not useful in a discussion?
It's stupid.
You can feel free to say no.
I mean, it can be. You can
But
defame
stupid
your
shit,
opponent.
Absolutely. Stupid shit should.
Yeah.
Stupid shit. Everything has a place somewhere. Sometimes it's
So-
the dumpster, though.
By that logic, even quotes that are completely useless and stupid are actually useful and have a place.
No, they're not.
Within
Not
our
everything is useful, but everything has a place.
What's the point of it having a place if it's not useful?
So it can be discarded. It can go with everything else that needs to be discarded.
So it doesn't have a place.
same
It has to be
philosophy applies
discarded.
to people.
That's not how
No,
that.
no.
like,
You can document the Library of Babel. In fact, it's already there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything does have a place. All possible conceivable thoughts.
I like this like hub world music. This is very fitting for what's going on here.
I'm playing Shadowbringers MSQ. The story's going crazy
One of
mode
the
once
voices
again.
in my head love playing Final
This dude's
Fantasy
in
14.
rocket.
I don't like that game.
It's fun.
he doesn't like it. He finally
Mixer,
admits it.
Mixer, you've said this multiple times that you don't like it, and I'm gonna say it to you outright. It's because you're not reading.
Mixer, I'm gonna say it to you outright. You don't have to like the game. You just have to make
Well,
up
yeah.
your mind. If you
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
like the game, just say so, man. It's fine. We're not gonna stop existing because you don't like.
No,
FF14.
I will say
We're not
you
gonna
probably
go
don't
anywhere.
like the game because you're not reading. Because you're not reading any of the buttons you get. You're not reading the narrative, even though it's pretty boring.
It does seem
No,
like
I
you're
did-
not making a
I
lot of
didn't
effort
read
to like
anything,
understand.
Because no, I'm not reading because I'm trying to go through as quickly as possible so I can do the
No.
quests.
No, Mixer, read the quests.
Mixer, you
read
should
the narrative.
prioritize having fun over going quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, if going quickly is how you
I
have
would recommend
fun,
if
then I don't know
you're
how to
gonna
help you,
read
but, like,
anything, read like the tooltips on the weapon like attacks you get. Because
yeah, figure out
you
what
need to
you
know
are
what you're doing.
knowing
need-
what you're doing and allowing that to like influence your decision making and gameplay is how games are fun in my experience. I'm not big on just hitting buttons completely at random, personally.
As the Robo Kai player, yeah, right. Yeah,
That is not a hit button. If I hit buttons completely at random as Robokai, I will run out of meter and explode and die instantly. What do you mean?
No, that's not how my reality perceives Robokai.
Holy shit.
Your reality in which you do not play Robokai.
Thinking back to the thing that Mixer said about buildings earlier, have I ever told the story of me, a friend, and natural disasters occurring to buildings on this server?
No.
Me,
Oh.
a friend, and natural disasters occurring.
Yeah, so, friggin' there was a friend, I had this, what the fuck am I saying? Anyways, old friend of mine, like, from middle school, for some reason, we have a history of going to places that get hit with, like, natural disasters, like, a couple months later. Like, Washington Monument, we went, like, both of us were talking about, like, how we went back there in, like, 2011, and then a couple months later, the earthquake hits. And then, like, we were saying, like, oh, isn't that funny? Like, hope that doesn't happen again, like, while we're going on, like, a school trip. 2 months later, Notre Dame burns down.
Did
you go
That's
there?
not a
Yeah.
natural disaster.
Yeah, that was a distinctly unnatural one.
That was distinctly a comedy of errors.
Yeah.
It could have been easily avoided.
Jerry Seinfeld went there, he knocked over a candle.
The voices.
Yeah,
in my
that-
head know
what's
who
not
Jerry
natural about that?
Seinfeld is. I don't.
Jerry Seinfeld is the guy from Seinfeld,
Yeah?
and he really hates women. All of
Jerry
his jokes
Seinfeld
are about how he
does
hates
a
women.
lot of weird
He's a really
stuff.
terrible comedian.
Jerry Seinfeld also, like, dated, like, a high schooler.
What?
Yeah,
He's-
this is very well documented.
I didn't get to that part in Seinfeld.
He was like, well, no, this is the real life Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, real human being Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, he was like
not
he was like
like
like-
cartoon character Jerry
yeah,
Seinfeld.
he was like 40 years old, dated this like high schooler, went to the prom apparently,
What?
supposedly. Yeah, it was like very crazy. It makes no
that's-
sense, and it's
that's
just
horrible.
I don't know. That's
I don't like that. I wish I didn't know that. Mixer, can you delete that from your mind so that I don't have to know it?
You're in luck. I was looking at this funny idle animation this toad was making, so I completely skipped over everything.
Excellent.
What are people's thoughts on saying I have access to the Akashic records as the end all to every argument?
I don't know what that is.
okay. So
Something from
I was talking about this with Zeta like a few weeks ago, whenever.
I was playing Mario 64 while that was happening.
I think I was there for
remember
that
this.
too.
Yeah, about the Akashic records. Actually, no, I don't think. Were you even there? It was very late at night.
I was
Singo was there. I
playing
remember.
Mario 64, God.
I think I was playing TF2 if this is the same conversation I'm thinking
No,
about.
but I mean, okay, Sing and I sat there until like 6:30 a.m. We went super late. We kind of meandered through so many different topics. A little bit of philosophy, a little bit about Geek, a little bit about RPG Maker. Actually, a really big discussion about RPG Maker horror games. We were just talking about all sorts of different, like, fundamentally really important to us RPG Maker games.
I was there for a good
um,
part of that. I remember that.
Yeah, Zeta and Singa were talking about different movies. Then we kind of meandered into like the Silver Case, Killer 7. Talk about
No, wait, Killer
early
7
cyberpunk works.
movie discussion, that was on a different day from the other one.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? This was all the same day.
No.
Mixer, I think you just have it wrong.
No. Shit, what were you?
Mixer, we were talking about movies like
Movies.
yeah,
Yes, that one
That's,
guy with like
the-
the body horror and shit like that. I remember because
Yeah.
I was there. That happened on a different day than the day you were talking about RPG Maker games. And
No, what are you talking? That was the same night.
no, it wasn't. I have video.
Yes, it
files.
was.
I have a video file.
Prove it. Prove it.
Okay.
Prove
Okay.
it.
I'm,
Prove
Show
it.
the
That was the
evidence.
same night. I remember it. It's the same night.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Yes, it is.
You were talking
It
about.
is.
I remember because that one day I was playing on one ROM hack, and then because I only play 2 ROM hacks.
Oh, was that the Enable Sex 1 ROM hack?
Yes, the enable.
No,
6 one
Mixer,
ROM hack
we were
was the
talking
body
about-
horror ROM. I mean, it was the
What?
body horror discussion. If you were having a body horror discussion,
Where
I was
we are,
playing
and then we
Enable
also
6
talk
one.
about RPG Maker horror games.
No, what was the first thing we were talking about?
What? I
The
don't
first
know.
thing
I
we
don't.
were
What do you
talking
mean? What do you mean? You need to specify.
When you brought up this discussion about the Akashic Records, that was on a different day.
The
than
Akashic
Body,
Records?
Yeah,
What
Akashic
about it?
Records was on a different day than Body Horror plus RPG Maker games.
Okay, well, yeah, okay, I can believe that. I can believe that. But
Okay.
RPG Maker horror games and body horror
Okay,
with
yes,
Tetsu Iron Man.
yeah,
that was the same
okay,
day.
I was confused. I was confused on that. But I
Tetsu
do
and
know
Iron
that-
Man, very cool movie. One of my favorites too.
Alright, movie discussion and records discussions were on different days. I remember that much.
Okay, Akashic Records. Akashic Records. So first of all, full disclaimer. Helena Blavatsky, the original creator and like writer about the Akashic Records, created this whole really crazy, incredibly racist, by the way, school of esotericism within the late 1800s, I want to say. She was heavily influential to the resurgence of esotericism and occultism at the time, especially leading into the 20th century, and was also highly influential to German esotericism, which was very much hand in hand with the rise of the Nazi Party. That's actually the reason why in a lot of pop culture depictions of the Nazis, right, they're always seeking after some weird ancient artifacts, right? You see this in Wolfenstein, you see this in Indiana Jones, probably some other stuff too. That's because they were trying to do stuff like that. They were trying to find stuff like the Holy Grail. They were really trying to find these kinds of
Atlantis
things.
at some point?
Yes, they were actually trying to do these because they believe that these would create massive edges in not only the war, but as sustaining the Aryan race. This was their philosophy, and if you do look at how the Nazis did structure, arms development, scientific research, and whatnot, this is consistent with their philosophy. They wanted to be the best, and they wanted to be the best by being more advanced than everyone else in every way. And the
Why
way that
tried
they sought to
build a
do that,
UFO.
well, yes, that is also true. They funded so much research into super experimental stuff because their idea was that if they tried to cover their bases as far and wide as possible, they'll reach some kind of super weapon somewhere. They'll reach some kind of crazy advancement.
If we
somewhere.
just do a bunch of weird shit, eventually
Yes.
something will be
Yes.
useful.
Yes, that is exactly what they did, and that's why this is the other really fascinating part.
That's why they lost
you look-
the war.
It is actually in many ways. So if you look, the great example is tank development. Early German tanks were by far some of the most technologically advanced in the world, and this is kind of consistent with the entirety of the war and even pre-war era. They pumped out a lot of stuff that was really experimental, oftentimes to the point of being unusable, and they would basically manufacture a lot of different models of different tanks, and then not be able to produce them at scale. So there'll be like all these experimental models that they'll field small amounts of, but they couldn't really iterate upon them because they didn't really have that many to work with to begin with, and what they had was usually experimental. So they were kind of like special and to be treasured in some kind of way. They also German manufacturing, perhaps because it was, I don't know if it was necessarily because of a pride of traditionalism or if it was because of logistical constraints, but German factories, they did not use assembly line production. So what they would basically do is one factory creates, this assortment of parts. Another factory creates this other assortment of parts. All those parts would then be shipped to another factory for assembly, which is way more inefficient than factory assembly line production where everything starts and ends in one area. Obviously, maybe a little bit more interesting for workers to be going from, one thing to another instead of doing the same thing, 8 hours a
Who cares
day
about
minimum.
workers? All that matters
Well, I mean, yeah, that kind of was the philosophy at the time.
is the philosophy.
Yeah, but Helena Blavatsky created a whole bunch of esotericism. Akashic Records being probably one of the most famous things that she wrote about. Akashic Records, I think they're dumb. It's literally just a book that includes all the knowledge you want in the world. Like, come on, you gotta get more original than that. You gotta come up with something cool.
Yeah, that sounds really like uncreative and like obviously fake.
I don't know, it's
And
the
on-
coolest thing.
Okay, you want to hear about cool esotericism?
No, I just
Yeah.
want the single.
I
coolest thing.
won't. Okay. I'll list like fantasy, like made up fictional esotericism because I think oftentimes it's more interesting than real world esotericism. Real world esotericism is usually kind of grounded, but fantasy esotericism I think gets really interesting because they can go really crazy with what it is. So one of my favorite in-world depictions of magic is that magic is so incredibly dangerous and like, magicians and sorcerers should be hunted down, not necessarily because they're bad, but because the pursuit of magic is effectively treated as an arms race of, okay, some guy decided they're going fucking crazy and they hate the world, so they'll create this crazy Grimoire that destroys the world. And the way it does it is that it envelops the entire world in a shadowy fog that just kind of overtakes everything until everything becomes a void.
Yo, Toho
That's
6
like-
plot?
Yeah, that's like the darkest like magic in the world. Nothing can beat this. But then someone else is like, you know what? I think I can beat this. How about I make another crazy Grimoire, and this one, ends the world in another dangerous way, but maybe a little quicker and more efficient. So it eventually spirals into an efficiency race of what spell can we create that destroys the world the quickest, most efficiently, and most destructive in power. And it becomes an arms race of, we're just gonna create like efficiency. We're gonna solve an efficiency problem, but of course we're not gonna use this because it's useless. We're just doing this for like the mental exercise of how can we destroy the world the quickest.
Yeah, it's just a fun thought experiment.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
One of my favorite ones within this whole narrative idea is that someone creates a spell that just makes a tower grow from the earth, like the Tower of Babel, and it grows in like some crazy rate of like 5 kilometers a day or something like that. So it just grows taller and taller indefinitely, and the idea is that you can't stop this from growing, but it'll just keep growing and growing until the Earth's axis of rotation around the sun's like goes off balance,
Yeah.
and it starts orbiting out of the solar system. And as it continues to grow outwards, it's gonna eventually have a high enough gravitational pull to just pull everything towards it eventually.
But couldn't we just get on the tower to get closer to the sun?
What? What are you talking about?
Would you want that?
We get
Mixer, that
onto
doesn't even
it.
make sense.
Because it expands.
No, Mixer.
What are you talking about?
Mixer, you want to get onto it so that you can rocket ride to the enemy tower
Yeah.
to get the victory royale.
Yeah, that's the actual answer. Come
The
on,
actual
Mixer, you
answer. The actual answer is to build our own tower, because I've been collecting. I have 500 stone, so like.
Oh yeah, and the way you win is by towering faster.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense, yeah. And then you just snipe from the top of the tower. But
Yeah.
then if someone jumps down and shotguns it, I mean that's game over. Unless
Yeah.
you're
Wait,
ready.
why don't we just jump down and shotgun the original tower? I guess if they have a sniper, if they have like a gold sniper, we might have trouble.
Yeah, if they have a gold sniper or I mean they could have already jumped. That's the thing. You never know.
It's an arms race to see, who decides to jump off first.
Yeah.
Who decides
That
to
was
just
what
get
made
rid of
that was
both
what
towers.
made like season 0 Fortnite so fun.
Because once someone destroys the tower, both towers are basically gone. Because if you're no longer on a tower, you have no reason not to destroy the enemy tower.
Mhm. Season 0 Fortnite was pretty good.
I'm gonna
No, it
submit
wasn't.
this. I'm gonna
It
submit
Yes, it
fucking
was.
sucked.
Yes, it was. It was.
No, it wasn't.
The
You,
game
you
has
shoot
only
a guy
gotten
one
worse.
time and then he now has the big fucking Tower of Babel and you can't play the game anymore.
Yeah, that's because you have to be able to build too. It's not even that hard. It
horrible.
wasn't even that
It's
hard. No,
not-
it wasn't.
It doesn't matter if it's hard. It's not fun.
But what do you mean? The tech skill of it was fun.
I'm gonna
No.
submit this as a speedrun.
It's like saying rocket jumping
the
isn't fun.
poor sap at,
No, it isn't. It's nothing like
speedruns.com
saying rocket
has to
jumping is
listen to
fun.
this.
Because rocket jumping is fun. Building in Fortnite isn't.
Yes, it was.
No,
It
it
was fun to
wasn't.
build fast. It
No, it
was.
wasn't.
It was. You don't even know. You don't get it. You just don't understand.
It wasn't fun at all.
I
It
bet
sucked.
you're one of the people that liked it when they removed building.
That's the only time I've had fun with the game.
You know, no building.
Why
is
do
a
you play
permanent mode
Fortnite
now.
over like anything else?
To see what it was like, mostly. It was alright. It wasn't very good, though. There's
no
just
building
simply
isn't
better
like,
normal shooters.
No building isn't like a good representation of what Fortnite was, though.
I remember the
Yeah,
days where you could look
Fortnite wasn't good.
I remember the days where you could just look at Fortnite and say something like, "Hey, John Wick, that's funny," and now you take a look at it and you just see like Goku,
Goku.
shooting the Kamehameha at the Rock while Sasuke dodges out of the way.
Naruto with a railgun fighting fucking blue Vegeta with Darth Vader's lightsaber while Indiana Jones drives the ball into the fray.
Mixer,
Forget that
do you
you-
learn how to Dougie yet? I sent you the video.
I learned how to Dougie in college. God.
Mixer, can we get a video of you Dougieing to prove it?
No.
It's important to know that we know.
What do you mean, no?
Mixer, we need to know. What do you mean, no?
You guys live
We
inside
need-
my mind. My mind has all the storage of my
Oh,
thoughts.
Mixer. Just because we're figments of your imagination doesn't mean we know everything about you. Because you created us as imperfect beings. Without even realizing it.
That's not true. Singa's the perfect being. He's the ultimate life form.
Okay, well, Singa can know
What are
everything.
you even saying? Mixer,
Created
can you
Singa to
listen
be a
to yourself, like,
That's fine.
for once?
Telling
And
you,
try
shit,
to
make the jump.
understand what you're saying?
holy
Because
shit,
it
it's the
doesn't make
ultimate life
sense.
form.
I'm not sure Mixer can hear. Mixer, what does your voice sound like in your head? Because I would imagine you don't hear it. It's like the recordings where your voice isn't picked up.
Okay, have you ever listened? Have you ever pressed C and then 4 as the pyro in Team Fortress 2?
Mixer, pressing C doesn't fucking do anything.
You're wrong.
It brings up one of the.
Oh, it does.
what's
Yeah,
it
I
called?
don't. Mixer, does your voice sound like the pyro to you?
Hang on.
Are you
C4,
just
is
in
that-
there going?
So, do any of our newcomers have any idea what the fuck we're talking about?
What do you mean?
Of
do you
course
mean?
not. We got here by talking about the Nazis building a UFO.
Oh, we got here because
True.
you guys kept talking about.
No, we got
Thursday.
here because Mixer bored me super hard by playing really boring MGE. So I decided to play FF14 instead.
Okay, but like there's kind of a long series of important events like after that kind of all build upon each other.
Yeah, like the Quantum Thursday theory.
Yeah, Quantum
And the
Thursday theory.
corollary being the Quantum Christmas theory.
Yeah. Quantum Christmas. When is Christmas to our newcomers? Actually,
What do you
better
mean
question.
newcomers? There's no newcomers here. Who are you talking to?
Singa
Eden
and
Singa.
I'm new.
Singa thoughts on being the
The-
ultimate.
the- these aren't newcomers. What are you talking
No,
about?
to the conversation.
Oh, to the conversation, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm not
Okay.
paying attention
okay,
to the
okay. I'm
conversation.
getting very confused.
Singa,
because
when is
Jackson
last
earlier,
Thursday?
okay, earlier today, or I guess yesterday, Jackson tried to get me to address new people about PGN lore. So I decided to accurately describe how I started like being involved with the club and eventually being the president by running like locals and stuff like that. But instead, he just wanted me to talk about like the killer fish from San Diego and like
No.
other
What he
bullshit.
really wanted was, I think, the start of the heated lore debates chart. And
Yeah, all
just-
we want is like the only lore that matters is like the big money vampires and shit.
Yeah, I think he wanted the explanation on that. He also was just asking for bullshit because he obviously knows the lore for himself.
I can't explain that.
What do you mean?
I can't explain what the big money vampires are.
You know
It's
every-
classified information.
Oh. Well, this doesn't prove this brief statement. Comic-Con knows everything. Also, do we have anybody who will answer emails? Is that a thing in PGN? Do we?
Does Gorka not answer his emails?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know if Gorka responds to emails because I don't get CC for anything. So I don't know. It's just a
But
dude
Corey doesn't do a lot of things.
It's just like 12:19 p.m. Somebody emailed like, "Hey, he's interested in joining." I'm like, "Oh shit, he could have been here for the locals today."
Wait, what?
He said he was interested in joining PGN and wanted to know when events were. And I was like,
Wait,
local
say
today.
say this again. Say this again. Who is what?
Somebody
at 12:19
wanted to-
p.m. just wanted to join the locals. However, I'm assuming nobody responded to him because I don't remember.
Ed, why is you like need to speak up or something? Like nothing is
Come on,
audible.
it's simple. Somebody wanted to know if there are like PGN events that
No, we
happen
can't
and where
hear
to
him.
know about them.
What do you mean?
Okay.
Not hear me?
And
And they said this immediately after the local, and it was an
No, this-
epic,
no, no, no,
funny
no.
moment.
It didn't send. It wasn't sent after the.
so did they not look at like any of the
Oh.
announcement? Okay, so
No,
I
they
fucking
didn't look at
told,
any-
I fucking told Jorge to do this. Like make a Google Calendar, and I wish I came up with this earlier during like my presidency.
Hang on.
Like make
During
a
your
fucking
reign.
Google Calendar of events. It's way fucking easier to get people to look at that than to look at the announcements channel because apparently no one fucking reads anything.
Oh no, this guy wasn't. This guy's not even into Discord.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? So it's like just have the Google Calendar and have it be like posted with like the weekly newsletter and stuff like that. I don't know.
Hmm.
I feel like these are easy things to do, but maybe there aren't. It is again kind of just assuming that people are somewhat rational, which they aren't usually.
No.
And like they like kind of, you know, actually look at our website and like pay attention to anything,
You guys have a
which in my case is usually not the case.
Wait, there's a PGN website?
Yeah, for the club
Engage,
page.
What
All school clubs they do because the club like administration and like user management is all
I thought that was mostly
its
for
own
like
page.
walking around. No. I mean, I can just go ahead and make a goddamn Google Calendar. That's not that hard.
I can't believe it. FF14 has once again returned the really tall, like ziggurat stairs you have to jump on every single time to go up one step.
Yep.
This is the worst mechanic they brought back once
Oh,
again.
Wait. What
Let's
happened?
take the left
Where are you
stairs,
going?
It's faster.
He's entering the Katana
Just take
Rat.
the left stairs. It's faster.
No, Mixer, there are no left or right stairs here. There's only one way up.
Take
What are
the
you
right
talking about?
stairs. The left stairs are no better than the right stairs. And if you follow the left stairs,
Then what?
I mean, nothing happens. They're exactly the same as the right stairs.
See, what
There's no reason to
Wayside
try to
Story
hurry it.
told me is if you're going up, you take the right stair. And if you're going down, you take the left stair. Flawless strategy.
Well, you see, Singa, most people in the Crystal Tower would disagree with you.
I
I don't even know what a crystal
absolutely
tower
need
is.
to up
Well,
You
it's a
always
tower
go
made of
left.
crystals.
You always go left.
There's a
Everybody
crystal
goes
tower
on the
in
left
Thor.
stairs, but there's no reason.
How
There's
long is
no
this
reason to go
recording?
left instead of right.
Recording is an hour and 10 minutes long.
you're never gonna you're gonna have to sift through to find shit that actually matters.
Everything matters because I observed it. It's part of my reality.
Okay, that statement could conceivably be true. That's probably the first thing you said that could conceivably be true.
No.
Friggin' Rene Descartes said it first though.
I said, the huntsman.
So does it
is
really
stupid.
matter?
That one is true too.
Hey, God, you don't happen to know Gorka's email, so I can just CC him in this in case that becomes necessary.
You
East
uploaded.
Cones.
What is his
Cool.
email? It's something like JEF 9 something.